Hi, this is CK at CK Education with today's advice for life. Are you living your life as if it were a race? Are you always competing? Are you always trying to achieve something to outdo someone else? Whenever you're doing something, do you always have someone else in mind that you're trying to beat? Maybe it's a real person that you know. Maybe it's someone whom you don't know. It's just an imaginary person. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's your dad. Maybe it's your mom. Maybe it's someone who disrespected you a long time ago. Maybe it's a teacher. But you're always trying to meet up to someone's expectations. You're always competing. You're always racing. You're always trying to get ahead and outdo somebody. You're trying to outgain. You're trying to, it's always this tension and you just can't seem to get out of it. It's always like this cycle. People have called this in the career field, people have called this the rat race. And someone said a long time ago that the problem with the rat race is that even if you win, you're still just a rat. And the point is it worth living your life in such a way? Should you live your life as if you were in a race? Is it a race? Is life really a race? Is it about beating somebody? Is it getting to the top at the expense of others? Is it out competing somebody? Is it about winning necessarily? And I can tell you, in my personal experience and in my life, there was probably a time that I thought that. I definitely don't think that anymore. And I lived many, many years under that new thinking. And that is, life is not a race. It is not me trying to compare myself to somebody, me trying to be better than somebody, me taking pleasure in outdoing somebody, and then at their expense. It is not really that. It is more me finding out what my journey is. What is my life journey supposed to be? What is my calling and purpose in my life supposed to be? Never mind anyone else, and then never mind anyone else's, their calling, their purpose, their journey. I just have to be concerned about my own journey, my own calling, my own purpose. And if I don't find that, and all I'm ever doing is just trying to outcompete, outdo, outachieve, outgain someone else, I'm going to spend a lot of energy and time and sometimes a lot of heartache. And at the end of it, I just find emptiness. At the end of it, you'll just find emptiness. It'll just be a dead end. You'll get there, but when you get there, you'll find it's not cloud nine, it's a dead end wall. Because all you did is you just beat the other guy. You just outcompeted that person. You outdid the other person. But what do you have? You have that little award, that medal, that recognition, that thing, whatever it might be. And that lasts a very short period of time. And then what? You see, it's not about that. It's not a race. It's about a journey, and the journey that you take, that you must take, that you were born to take. The calling that you were made to react to, respond to. The purpose that you were created to live. And if you don't find that, then you're really, like I said, doing a lot of things and getting nothing. So I would encourage you, if you're living your life like a race, stop racing. The race is only in your head. You might say, no, there's all these other people racing. They're trying to get ahead of me. Let them live that way. But you and me, let's live so that we are true to our calling. We find our purpose. And often our purpose is in our passions. If we look at our passions, our God-given, instinctive, natural passions, the natural things that we really enjoy, that we love to do, that benefits not only ourselves, but others, when we find that, it is often in those passions that we often find our purpose. And so look for those passions. Don't ignore those things. I often ask students who say, I just don't know what to do in my career, in my life. I have just no idea. And I say, let's go way back. Let's go way back to when you were a little kid. What kind of things excited you? What kind of things really just made you want to learn that thing, and just, what were those things? And they'll say, well, I don't know. When I was young, I just played with Legos or something. Okay, let's go a little bit beyond that. What is the thing? What dreams did you have when you were young before some adult, sort of killed that dream? Because that's usually what happens. Kids, young people, little kids, they have these dreams and they want to do all these kind of things, and they think nothing is impossible until an adult comes along, until a parent or a teacher or somebody comes along and said, that's a dumb idea. Why would you do that? You can't do that. So usually adults kill these passions, these dreams. And if we're an adult, if we're a parent, let's not do that. Let's let them dream. Yes, it may not exactly turn out that way, the way they're saying it when they're 6 years old or 7 years old or 15 years old. But that might turn into something that will inevitably, turn into other things, and that will create other opportunities and burst into other ideas. And let them dream, let them be creative, because it is in that thing, it is in that passion, that instinctive and innate passion, that we find our purpose, because those were God-given. Those are not things that people put into us. Those are things that were put into us that we were born with. And so those are the things. And when I think about my own passions, my own purpose, my own calling, it all goes back to that. I always loved, ever since I could remember, when I was very young, I always loved teaching. I always loved learning things, organizing it, and explaining it. I just loved it. I did that as an engineer. I did that as a salesperson. I did that as a manager. I did that as a recruiter. I did that as a consultant. I did it now as an educator for the last 12, 13 years. I've done it as an instructor. It doesn't matter what I did. I always found myself doing that, and I love doing it. And so I've learned about myself. That is my journey. It is in education. And education, when I say education, everybody thinks, well, you're a public school teacher. Well, there's many, many, many avenues to educate people, right? Like I said, I did that as an engineer and many, many other positions. And so it's broadly educating, and I love doing that. And so, that is one of my callings that I'm absolutely certain of in life. Is to do that, and you want to do that well, and you want to take that calling seriously, and you want to do it with the right heart and mindset. But trust me, my friend, life is not a race. You should not waste your life trying to just win, trying to just outdo somebody and outcompete somebody. Rather, be true to yourself, be true to your own calling, and find that, and you're going to find life so much more fulfilled, so much more fulfilling, so much more meaningful, so much more purposeful. You'll be happier, and you'll just feel more confident, more secure, and you're just going to live, I think, a much happier, better life. And so I'm CK at CK Education. Thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, I hope you stay well.